This just in. As a small service business owner, you are likely burning through thousands of rands every single month on generic, text-heavy marketing that reads like a medical instruction manual. It is an incredibly expensive mistake. If you ask AI how to fix your copy, they will happily spit out a sterile, paint-by-numbers outline that guarantees your brand will blend seamlessly into the background noise of the internet. The standard advice is a complete snooze-fest. But the brutal truth of modern commerce is that the human brain is hardwired to ignore complexity and conserve calories. If your marketing forces a prospect to burn mental energy trying to decode what you actually do, they will simply click away and buy from a clearer competitor. As a StoryBrand certified guide, I am constantly trying to drag businesses out of the trap of self-obsessed marketing. When it comes to building a story brand where you clarify your message so customers will listen, you cannot rely on generic algorithmic advice. You have to understand that your customer doesn't care about your founding timeline, your sleek office building, or your complex back-end systems. They only care about their own survival. So let's tear apart the structural flaws of typical corporate marketing, look at the precise 7-part narrative arc that forces people to pay attention, and discuss how you can use a razor-sharp human strategy to completely dominate your market. By the way, if you're new here, I'm Vicky Sidler, a StoryBrand certified guide and duct tape marketing strategist from the Strategic Marketing Tribe. And I help small business owners like you build failure-proof marketing by focusing on the exact 20% of effort that drives 80% of the results. All so that your marketing stops feeling like a miserable second job you never asked for. But let's be honest, if your message is confusing or tries to say everything at once, your ideal clients will instantly ignore you. That's what my 5-minute marketing fix was built to solve. Stop losing sales. Download the fix now. Okay, with all of that out of the way, why do you keep delusionally casting yourself as the hero? The absolute single greatest mistake in modern advertising is the widespread corporate delusion that your brand is the protagonist of the story. In Donald Miller's framework, your customer is the hero of the journey, never your brand. The hero is inherently weak, riddled with internal struggles, and looking for a way to overcome a specific external problem. If you position your business as the hero by bragging about your massive revenue and your industry awards or your grandfather who founded the company, you create a fatal narrative conflict. The hero doesn't want to compete with another hero. They are looking for a guide. Your brand is the guide. Your job is to step into their story, possessing 2 distinct attributes: deep empathy for their problem, and undeniable authority to solve it. So what are the 7 critical elements of a story that sells? To transform your boring corporate copy into an unignorable brand message, you must organize your information into a highly specific framework. The formula is ancient, predictable, and incredibly effective. It follows a clean narrative sequence that has powered everything from Hollywood blockbusters to multi-million-dollar marketing campaigns. And it starts with a character. This is your customer who wants a specific, clearly defined outcome. But they have a problem, and this is broken down into an external hassle, an internal frustration, and a philosophical injustice. Then they meet a guide, and this is your business, offering total empathy and proven competence. The guide gives them a plan, which is a simple 3-step roadmap that eliminates the psychological risks of doing business with you. The guide also calls them to action. Think of a bright, unignorable buy now button. The action helps them avoid failure. which is a clear, honest depiction of what's at stake if they don't buy your service. And lastly, it ends in success, a vivid picture of the positive transformation they will experience after working with you. If you omit any of these elements, your narrative loop breaks, the clarity vanishes, and your audience stops listening. But why is your customer's journey a complete psychological maze? You might naturally assume that your sales pipeline makes perfect sense. But to your prospects, it feels like stumbling through a dark room. Your customer's journey consists of 3 rigid stages: awareness, consideration, and decision. During the awareness stage, your marketing must focus entirely on highlighting their problem and demonstrating empathy. In the consideration phase, your brand must step in as the guide and offer a clear, actionable plan. And if you ask for a massive financial commitment during the awareness phase, before you have established yourself as a trustworthy guide, you will scare them away. By mapping out this journey properly, you tailor your messaging to meet their exact psychological needs at every single stage. But how can you explain your value without putting your prospects to sleep? You cannot afford to ramble on for 20 minutes at a networking event when a prospect asks you what you do for a living. A powerful one-liner serves as a concise, memorable summary of your brand's value proposition. It has 3 specific jobs. It must clearly communicate the problem you solve, the unique solution you offer, and the positive transformation your customers will experience. If you can distill your entire business into a single punchy sentence, you instantly capture your audience's attention and spark genuine curiosity. Which begs the question, is your website as it is now an expensive trap or a conversion machine? Most business websites act as an immediate energy drain, overwhelming visitors with walls of text, ambiguous metaphors, and a massive list of disparate services. Your website is often the first point of contact, and it needs to pass the 5-second test. The header must immediately capture your audience's attention and clearly communicate your value proposition using your one-liner. Below that, you need a prominent call to action and a highly visible 3-step plan. If a prospect has to hunt through a maze of drop-down menus to figure out what you sell, how it will make their life better, and how to buy it, they will absolutely abandon your site. So how do real brands use this to crush their competitors? This is not abstract marketing theory. It is the exact blueprint used by highly successful companies to simplify their messaging and rapidly scale their revenue. Brands like Infusionsoft, Orange Theory Fitness, and Charity Water did not achieve marketing dominance by using confusing industry jargon. They dominated by rigorously applying the StoryBrand framework across all their channels. They positioned their clients and donors as the heroes, simplified their calls to action, and created emotionally resonant narratives that drove massive engagement. You need a clear structural foundation to communicate your specialized focus to the world. So get my 5-minute marketing fix. This rapid diagnostic tool uses your actual human brain to craft a crystal clear StoryBrand one-liner. It gives you a standardized, reliable framework to confidently establish your specific niche. Remember, you cannot charge a premium if you sound like a chaotic generalist. Prove to your customers that you aren't just another boring corporation pushing generic slop, but a fiercely specialized guide who actually has a plan to solve their problem. Stop sounding like the generalist. Download the fix now. You can get it for free in the description below, or you can go to strategicmarketingtribe.com/fix. But what about you? What is the most spectacularly disastrous example of a brand playing the hero that you've ever witnessed? I'll go first. Remember when a stage full of billionaire musicians launched the Tidal streaming app? Instead of explaining how the platform actually benefited the listener, they spent the entire press conference complaining about their own royalty checks, positioning themselves as the ultimate hero of the story. Okay, your turn. What comes to mind for you? Let me know in the comments. And by the way, if you like this video, you might like this one too. It's about the AI apocalypse experiment and why leaving chatbots in charge ends in total destruction. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.